From the farmers and ranchers of Farm Bureau, this is Farm Weekend. Farmers and ranchers have long called for more clarity on what counts as a water of the United States, and they recently received good news. Mike Davis has the details.
The Environmental Protection Agency and the Army Corps of Engineers released a new rule Monday on the waters of the U.S., or WOTUS rule. Courtney Briggs, Senior Director of Government Affairs with the American Farm Bureau Federation, outlines some of the highlights.
We applaud EPA and the Corps for drafting this rulemaking. There has been considerable confusion in the countryside over the definition of WOTUS. At first glance, this rulemaking looks to be a real positive step in the right direction.
Briggs says the rule currently in effect did not reflect a critical Supreme Court decision released in the 2023 case Sackett versus EPA.
The Sackett decision greatly narrowed the government's reach over private property. Unfortunately, during the last administration, the Sackett decision wasn't incorporated into that regulatory text. And we have long been advocating at AFBF for the agencies to come back and draft a rule that really respects that decision from the Supreme Court.
Briggs says the next step before the rule is finalized is the public comment period.
I have no doubt that farmers and ranchers throughout the country will be engaged in commenting on this rulemaking. We hope for finalization sometime next year, and we really do think that this rulemaking is going to inject a lot of clarity, a lot of certainty, not only for farmers, but the entire regulated community at large.
For more information, visit fb.org. Mike Davis, Washington.
USDA opens sterile fly dispersal facility. More when Farm Weekend returns.
The farmers and ranchers of Kansas Farm Bureau work daily to ensure they are raising the healthiest crops and animals with care to provide a safe and nutritious meal from their family to you and your family. Learn more about these Kansas farmers and ranchers and get great recipes featuring the products they raise by visiting our website, www.kansaslivingmagazine.com.
To continue the fight against the New World screwworm, a parasitic larva that feeds on flesh in warm-blooded animals, the USDA announced the opening of a sterile fly dispersal facility in Tampico, Mexico. U.S. Secretary Brooke Rollins said, "The opening of the Tampico sterile fly dispersal facility is another incredibly important tool in our arsenal to stop the spread of the screwworm. The facility will ensure flexibility and responsiveness in northern Mexico, giving us a greater ability to drop sterile flies and continue to push the pest south." Sterile flies from the Tampico facility will be released airily across northeastern Mexico, and by doing so, it will help decline the population of the New World screwworm and hopefully improve the chances of the U.S. livestock herds from being harmed. Though Mexico continues to confirm more cases, a majority of these cases remain in the southern parts of the country, with no significant expansion to the north. Next, Insight with Jackie Munt.
Frustrated with your current healthcare coverage? Kansans are saving up to 60% a month with Kansas Farm Bureau health plans. Choose from individual and family plans, short-term coverage, or dental and vision plans. It's quality coverage you can afford. Learn more and get a free quote by visiting kfbhealthplans.com or visiting a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
Now, Insight with Jackie Munt.
My interest in politics started when I was 13, helping at a fundraiser for a friend's mom who was running for state office. I barely remember the event, but I still have a photo with the former governor. That small moment planted a seed. Over the years, I worked on campaigns, interned, and followed public policy closely. 6 years ago, someone encouraged me to run for Kansas Farm Bureau's Political Action Committee, Vote FBF. I hesitated. I wasn't sure I knew enough, but I ran anyways. Since then, I've reviewed voting records, analyzed finance reports, and learned how much goes into evaluating candidates. But the biggest lesson wasn't about policy. It was about people. What matters most in a leader is simple. Show up, listen, and be present. I was reminded of that at a recent legislative coffee where our representatives spent their Saturday answering questions and connecting with voters. And it underscored a truth for all of us. If we want to stay in our communities, we have to show up.
Join us next week for another edition of Farm Weekend from Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture.